Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, refuses to go gently into that good night. We cannot participate in the normalization of Donald Trump, an excited Goldberg told me over the phone Monday. I refuse to participate in the normalization of Donald Trump. Goldberg is one of few major newsroom leaders who is so clear-eyed about the dangerous storm looming on horizon for American democracy. Using plain language, Goldberg and his team of writers at the famous magazine did not hesitate to portray Trump as a vandal of civilized society and a clear threat to the U.S. Constitution. On Monday, The Atlantic published a special issue of its monthly magazine focusing on what a second Trump term would be like. The aptly titled, "If Trump Wins" issue features 24 articles describing how the twice impeached, four-time impeached candidate will shatter norms, weaponize government, distort the rule of law and subvert democracy. I want people be able to convey this people who are still unsure of the nature of Trump's authoritarianism, Goldberg explained me. Although leaders of major American newsrooms privately believe that Trump will aim to rule the country authoritarian, it is rare to hear any of them say this out loud, especially in such blunt terms, but Goldberg is more than comfortable doing this. He states that his position is not a partisan one. He emphasized that this was not about Republicans versus Democrats, but about authoritarians versus pro-democracy Americans. And in his view, it would be a dereliction of duty not to be clear with readers about the dangerous forces on the march. I would prefer journalists to talk openly about what they see, Goldberg said. And I believe a second Trump term poses a threat to the existence of America as we know it. It is not difficult for newsrooms to express that they are pro-democracy. Most leaders in the Fourth Estate have no problem saying this. The dilemma they face is that, in this dark time in which we find ourselves, taking a pro-democracy stance effectively means being anti-Trump, and most news organizations aren't comfortable in this territory, given that it can be perceived as partisan and turn away viewers. That's one of the disturbing aspects of this whole dilemma that people in the news media face. Goldberg said, "Our eyes and ears tell us that Donald Trump is inciting an insurrection against the Constitution. This means that he puts himself outside American norms of democratic behavior. So I am comfortable devoting the entire issue to answering the question of what Trump's second term would be like and concluding that it would be terrible. Absolutely awful." When I asked Goldberg whether being outspoken about the possibility of a Trump second presidency might alienate a persuadable audience, he argued that self-censorship is not the answer. As he puts it, at a certain point you can't convince people of reality. All we can do is try to present our fact-checked views on Trump.